We're Legacy Builders US in the building. What's going on, guys? What's popping with you? How's everything?
Peace, fellas. Peace. How you guys doing?
We chilling.
I'm liking the shades. Kayleen, them shits is fire.
Listen, I'll be taking mental notes from you guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. See, Lucario got some new joints too.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Gotta keep it flying.
Now, what's going on over here with Rashidi, man?
I'm gonna go ahead and keep my regular glasses. That's what I'm gonna do.
Exactly. Fuck that. Fuck what them other niggas are saying.
Mm-hmm.
Nah. Guys, this is a money game show, man.
Facts.
And the topic today is curated by our friends at legacybuildersus.com. The topic today is a meal away from legacy. So since you gonna make this some cryptic riddle of a show title, what the fuck are you talking about? Like what are y'all really trying to say with this? Like
So there's very few ways that, you know, well, there's a lot of ways that somebody can make $1 million, right? But we're gonna focus on one of the ways that you can make $1 million, and there's no hidden secret behind it. It's through life insurance, right? And what happens is that life insurance has become more than just a death benefit. Now you actually have access to cash while you're alive to do whatever you want with it. So they actually, now it's like real life insurance. Before it was death insurance. Now it is really life insurance. It's living up to its name, right? So the whole concept of, you know, becoming a millionaire with life insurance is that when you're paying into your policy every single month, or whether you do it quarterly or annually, a portion of that money is going towards the death benefit, which is your coverage, and then another portion is going towards the cash value component that's attached to the policy. Now, the more money and the concept is the more money that you dump into this policy, the more money that you'll have later on in life. And how does this work? With compound interest. And compound interest, it's no stranger to anybody. When you invest into any market, how do you get gains? Is through compound interest.
Facts.
And life insurance does the same thing. So, but the name of the game, it's a young person's game. Now, somebody that's old can't partake or participate in it.
Right.
But you get the best gains the younger that you are.
Right.
So when you're a child, when you're born, as a matter of fact, when you're born, you should have a life insurance policy. By the time you are in your 30s and your 40s, if it's structured and funded properly, you would have already became a millionaire based off of the compound interest and the rate that you're getting, the rate of return that you're getting on your dollar. You know? So that's how.
So Sheedy, I'm gonna let Sheedy speak on it, and then we're gonna play the video, right?
Yeah.
All right, Sheedy, go ahead and speak on it.
Yeah, man. I mean, just to sum up what Kayleen was saying is that life insurance these days is no longer death insurance. It's about living life. You know, like I always say, you know, literally 90% of millionaires and billionaires, their income comes from life insurance. That's no secret. You can Google the facts on that. So why do I say that? At the end of the day, life insurance can get you millions. And ironically enough, it doesn't take you millions to get the millions from life insurance. It's a tool where you can use it the right way. You can invest, it's affordable, and you can make incremental gains. To Katie's point, over a period of time, especially when you start with a young kid, they can be millionaires by the time they hit 40, 50. If you're an adult, you may not be able to get to a millionaire if you only make $50K a year. But what you can do is you can get to $200,000, $300,000, $400,000. But your kids or people that's younger, 20 or younger, you can get to the millions by the time you're 40 or 50. So that's the point of the whole thing, is that life insurance has drastically changed. On top of that, it helps you retire also. So if you're already old, you know, 50, 60, you know, can help you retire to where you don't got to go back to work at 75, working at Walmart, cashing out people.
Right.
So that's the goal of it.
You know what the cool part is too? You could be a deadbeat bitch ass nigga for your whole life, but then when you die, then your kids get the. You see what I'm saying? So imagine, you know how these niggas talk about, oh, my pops, he a bitch ass nigga. My pops, I don't like my pops, But then once you pass, and somebody calls him up like, well, you're a beneficiary of Mr. Jenkins's estate. And then niggas like, oh, word, I ain't know. My pops was looking out for me the whole time. I ain't even know. You see what I'm saying? So, that's that death benefit when it kicks in. But let me show y'all something real quick, man. Shout out to Charleston White. We're gonna show y'all a video real quick. All right, let me see. I gotta refresh it. Can y'all see it?
It's coming. Yeah,
you just recently said
all right, and can y'all hear it?
Yeah.
All right. So let me just refresh it so I could get from the beginning.
Charles, let me ask you. You just recently said that you put $1 million policy for your children.
Yeah.
$1 million policy. Now, so guys, I just want everybody watching. Can you explain when somebody says something like that? Because it sounds amazing, right? So when somebody says something like that, can you explain what that actually means, Kayleen?
I got you. So there's two ways that there's two different things. So one, this could mean that he took $1 million and dumped it into the policy.
Okay.
Or he could have $1 million worth of coverage in the policy.
Right.
Those are two different things.
Right.
Which one is he specifically talking about? To be quite honest with you, I'm not sure basically of how he structured it.
Right.
I'm assuming that he got $1 million policy worth of coverage. I don't think he dumped $1 million into it.
Right. Because you can choose, like, because when you, so let's just say I call up, legacybuildersus.com and I get with y'all and I say, I want a policy, right? I ain't no millionaire, so I ain't got $1 million to give you, but I want a policy that covers my family for $1 million at least, right? But you have different tiers, right? So you have policies there that the coverage could be for like 250, 500,000.
Yep.
750 and even $1 million or even more than that, correct?
Absolutely. And there's different products for that same amount of coverage. So then you may have an IUL policy for $1 million worth of coverage,
right?
A term policy for $1 million worth of coverage,
right?
So it just depends on the product. But yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's options, man. It's options, and all of that might affect what your monthly payment would be to fund the policy and things like that.
Absolutely. And before you even press play, I wanted to add to this. When it comes to a person's net worth, your net worth, that's your income plus any assets that you may have. Allowed, a general rule of thumb for insurance is that you're allowed to get 10 times your amount of your net worth. So if your net worth is, let's just say your net worth is 500,000, you're allowed to get up to $5 million worth of coverage in its totality.
Right. Okay, that's what's up. All right, so let's get to the play some more of the video.
How would Black America, the Black community, look if most parents did the same thing you just did and put $1 million policies, accidental death and dismemberment, things like that for their children as much?
We'll have.
Well, before we get into what he got to say, can y'all get into accidental dismemberment, all that stuff he was talking about?
Got you. So accidental death and dismemberment, aka AD&D, it's a rider, it's a clause, right?
Hold on. I want y'all to see the grease on my nigga. My nigga did the AKA with the acronyms. Y'all know he know what the fuck he talking about. To legacybuildersus.com and holler at my people's life insurance policies, bro. I'm serious, man. My niggas know what the fuck they talking about. I'm sorry. Go ahead. So dismemberment and what's the name? AKA what you said? Go ahead.
With the AD&D, right? Now it's another way of saying a double indemnity act. With that double indemnity act, if the insured were to pass away in an accident, whoever the beneficiary is going to get paid out double the amount.
Oh wow!
The coverage amount was $1 million.
Yeah.
They have an A&D rider attached to the policy.
Yeah.
The beneficiary will then get $2 million.
Woo!
Oh, that's crazy.
That's what the A&D. But however,
yeah,
the clause is though they have to have died in an accident, whether it's a car accident. There's certain accidents that they'll, which is in the contract.
Right.
It has to be within the accident. If there was no accident and they died with natural causes, they would naturally get the $1 million.
Gotcha.
That's what the AD&D is, though.
So, but all right. So here's the question, though. 'Cause you know about all the statistics about the black neighborhoods and stuff. So if a nigga gets shot in a drive-by, is that considered natural or an accident?
Yo, my guy.
I know that's a good question though.
Bro, let me tell you. I remember driving through Atlanta, bro, and little niggas running through the fucking. I'm at the stoplight. There's a gas station over here. Little niggas running through the gas station, shooting at each other with real guns. But you remember how when we was little, we used to play like tag and shit? Niggas is playing tag, like just running, shooting at niggas.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So if I get hit with a straight bullet and what is that an accident? Would I get my $2 million double indemnity money?
That's a great question.
Or would the insurance company be like, no, you're a nigger living in a nigger neighborhood?
Exactly.
Cause right there.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy that you say that though, because the truth is, to your point, Miles, that's exactly how it's going to be viewed. All jokes aside, like literally, it's going to be like, well, the data shows, statistics show this particular neighborhood has a high crime rate and a lot of shootings. This may have not been an accident, like legit maybe investigations. Like to your point.
But let's hear what Charleston White got to say.
Okay.
Reparation in 3 years. We would have reparation in 3 years. But imagine if the church really cared about black people. Why not they having corporate insurance policies? And they have to bury these people. Why don't they provide corporate insurance policies like jobs do for the? Why don't the church do this, homie? And they really for God. Because the money you paying tithes with to the pastor, there go your insurance policy money. So why don't pastors say, hey man, I just brokered a deal with a life insurance company, and we're gonna make it where all members can get life insurance policy through this church. Why don't the church do that?
Charleston, let me ask you.
So shout out to Charleston White, man, on that. I mean,
no real shit. That's what's up.
Man, Charleston White talking that real shit. But I want to share something else real quick. I want to share something else with y'all real quick. So I while you was talking earlier, Kaleem, and shout out to Legacy Builders US. I actually Googled millionaires from life insurance, right? So it says life insurance can play a role in wealth creation for high net worth individuals, but it's typically not the primary driver for becoming a millionaire. While life insurance can be a tool for wealth accumulation and estate planning, it's often used in conjunction with other strategies to achieve significant wealth. So it says, here's how life insurance can be used and why it's not a simple path to millionaire status. So it says how life insurance can contribute to wealth. So it has a cash value growth. It says whole life insurance policies accumulate cash value over time, which can grow tax deferred. This cash can be borrowed against or withdrawn, potentially providing funds for various needs. Tax advantages. Life insurance offers tax advantages such as tax deferred growth of cash value and tax-free death benefits for your beneficiaries. So like you were saying, if you pass the death benefit, they would get the $1 million tax-free?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Estate planning. So life insurance can be used to address estate taxes, ensuring that asset pass to heirs without being depleted by taxes. That's just dope. Wealth transfer says the death benefit from a life insurance policy provides a significant sum to beneficiaries, allowing them to continue or expand wealth accumulation. And it says leveraging for investment. Some high net worth individuals use cash value of their life insurance policies as collateral for loans to make investments. So what they mean by that is, or go ahead, talk about what they mean by that.
What the collateral by loans portion?
Yeah, the leveraging for investment. Yeah, collateral.
Leverage for investment. So to your point, a lot of times, as well as we do real estate, you want to buy a property, right? And when you're dealing with a bank, they want to trace the money where the money's coming from. You can use the money from your life insurance policy to pull out. It's traceable money. It's not going to impact your debt to income ratio. So you can use that money to purchase property for investments. You can use that money to leverage to get loans. You need a new car, pull the money out there. It's a traceable source of income while you're not getting, penalized for taxes while pulling that money out. So it's the best type of way to pull out money.
Exactly.
And you don't have to get approved for it either, because it's your money, so you don't have to get approved for it.
Exactly. And then exactly, you know, if let's just say you've been, because like you said earlier, it's a young man's game. So let's just say you start investing from age 20. By the time that's 20 years of investing. By the time you 40 or 50, you got a few $100,000 in there. You understand?
Correct.
And cash value, you know, let's just say you're trying to buy a house. Shit, that's around the same amount, or you could put a dope ass down payment against the cash value. You could borrow against the cash value. You understand? So that's what they're saying. Like there's so much you can do. And it may not be necessarily millionaire status, but you could be damn close, right? Because shit, 750,000 is not a million, but it's still better than anybody else who didn't have a life insurance policy. So that's, you know, so it says financial flexibility. It says life insurance can provide access to funds in times of need and offer financial security. So yeah, man, it's a lot of dope. It's a lot of dope things. So it says in conclusion, life insurance can be a valuable tool for high net worth individuals to manage wealth, to plan for the future, and to potentially grow assets. However, it's not a shortcut to becoming a millionaire, but a combination of strategies, including income generation, wise investments, and effective financial planning is typically needed to achieve significant wealth. So that's exactly why you guys got to go to legacybuildersus.com and get some strategic planning, you know, learn and not just get an insurance policy, but learn how to make it work for you, because it definitely works for you. That's a fact.
Also, I want to say this. A lot of people have the idea that it's only for rich people.
Right.
It's actually the opposite. It was designed. It started off where rich people benefited from it because they knew what to do with it. But it benefits the person who's not rich more, because the person who's rich already, they don't technically need a life insurance policy. If they die tomorrow, they have enough money to leave for their family, and they have enough money to bury themselves.
Right.
You understand? The person who's poor needs this. Here's the reason why. Because if, let's just say that I have $500,000 worth of coverage, I'm spending $200 a month, and 3 months later, I pass away. I put $600 into a policy, and 3 months later, my family just got $500,000 tax free.
That's crazy.
That's mandatory. It's an unequal exchange of value. I only put in $600, but my family just got $500,000. The poor person, or just say the person who has an average income, needs life insurance more than the rich person.
Exactly.
And to Katie's point, that's truly how it originally started. Life insurance was designed for the person that could not afford if an emergency happened. What happened was, though, rich people took advantage of it because of the tax advantages, because of the investment piece of it. So it is actually truly designed for someone that can't afford an emergency. That's why the rates are actually affordable. It's not make-believe. It was actually designed for the person that can't afford an emergency. But billionaires and millionaires, it's like, oh, look at this. Like so the government or whoever came with life insurance came up with this strategy. Let's take advantage of it. Oh, I could put $200,000 in the policy and not get taxed on it. That means I can make an extra $50K in 5 months. Yeah, I'm doing this, and not have to pay taxes on top of that. So I'm double saving. So now I don't got to pay $25,000 in taxes and make a $50,000 gain. Oh yeah, and that's how life insurance is. But that's why, to Katie's point, is that you're never too poor to buy life insurance. You're never too broke to buy life insurance. It's not a real thing. It's just a mindset.
Exactly. Real talk, man.
Says, yeah, answer this. What you apply for now may not be when it comes time. Insurance companies are scheming all the time to not pay out. So what's your thoughts on that?
We've been in insurance for a long period of time. Let's be honest here, though. Like, at the end of the day, they got to protect their assets. So insurance companies, it's not that they're scheming, but they're not going to pay out if they don't have to. I mean, would you pay somebody that you don't have to? No. You know what I mean? Right. That's the reality of the situation. But if everything's legit, you are going to get paid out at the end of the day. What does happen, though, is if you are doing something slick, meaning that you got a life insurance policy, one day after you found out that you had cancer or the day of. Now, at the end of the day, you get that policy and you get $200,000 or $1 million worth of coverage. They approve it because they didn't catch it in the system. But if they find out on the back end, they're going to take that money back. They're not going to pay you out. You know what I mean? So that's where it comes in, where life insurance will actually take their money back and will not pay you out. Because let's be honest, a lot of times where, people, game the system. And so that's really where it comes into. But now life insurance, they thorough, man. If they owe you the money, they're going to pay you the money. It's just that they got to investigate because they pay out so much money and the policy is so high. They got to make sure you're not doing something slick. If I'm going to give you $500,000 for $120 a month, I need to make sure I'm not just paying out willy-nilly, not paying attention. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's just the concept at the end of the day, to tell you the truth.
That's wild.
Absolutely. And just to add to that real quick is that it's a legal binding contract. So they must pay out, to Ross' point, unless there's some reason to doubt or some reason to be suspicious of any fraudulent activity going on. Like there's some people who kill themselves for life insurance money.
That's crazy.
They have suicide clauses.
Oh yeah.
You get what I'm saying? There's certain things they must investigate. It's called contestability period. So they have a certain time frame to where they can challenge whether they should be paying your family out or not. That only truly happens if they're suspecting foul play in the person's death. If the person died, whether it's a natural cause or something outside of foul play, then the company is going to pay out. There's no way around it because, like I said, it's a legal binding contract between that insured and that client. I'm sorry, the insured and the company. They must pay out. There is no paying out. That's not how it works.
That's crazy. So people actually are commit suicide just for their family to get the life insurance money. That's wild.
Absolutely.
That's
So much that they had to put a clause in place to make sure that this is not happening anymore.
That's wild.
To Katie's point, and Mr. Lokari, think about it. Imagine that, you got to protect your family. And at the end of the day, you at the rock bottom hard times. You're about to lose your house. You're about to lose your home or your kid or John Q. You're in a desperate situation.
Right.
Listen, you know what? I'm going to kill myself to give my family $500,000 because as men, we're willing to take it to those lengths. So that's truly wild. It happens a lot. Trust me. You know what I mean? When it trickles into life insurance, but think about it. It starts in all insurances. How many times have people joked around I'm gonna wrap my car around a building real quick to get rid of this car note?
Right.
It's a real thing, bro. It's a real thing. People out there doing all kind of stuff for insurance policy.
Yeah, but just to talk about real insurance, because I've haven't had to deal with too much life insurance claims, but auto insurance, bro, because I deal with Progressive when it comes to auto insurance, and there have been times I was running a business with my dad, and he had gotten into an accident and stuff, and it's having insurance. It's a bitch to pay it all the time, but when something do happen, it's you're so glad you have it, bro. Because it takes it the headache that you would have to to worry about getting your shit towed, to get it fixed, to get this, to get that. The peace of mind is so different, bro. The peace of mind is so different. So I know cats be on some shit oh, why I gotta pay into this and do. Look, I understand, but that's why as men especially, we need to put ourselves in position to be able to afford those things, to make our life easier, especially if you're a man with a family, bro.
Right.
Because you gotta say you got a young a daughter or son, they're gonna want to start driving at any point. Trust me, they're gonna have some type of accident. They're gonna have some type. They're gonna fucking put a dent in the car. They're gonna do something. And when you got insurance and you could get that shit fixed like that, and even while the car is getting fixed, they'll give you a loaner and all that type. Bro, it's just a different feel. You understand? It's a different existence, and the peace of mind that it comes with is just different. So the thing is that instead of my thing is this, and there was a point in life when I had the poverty mindset and a broke nigga mentality where it's like I would always complain like, yo, man, why does shit gotta cost so much money? Why are these people acting like this? Why? No. Focus on putting yourself in position to be able to afford that shit.
Right.
That's what you need to do. Instead of asking why it costs this much money, make your fucking cash flow match it or exceed it.
Right.
That's what. See, all the years that I've been working, that's what I work for. So I can. Oh, that's what it costs to get to the shit here. Oh, that's what I need to do to take this fucking headache or problem off of my mind, off of my plate, to relieve my stress here. And again, not that I'm blindly spending money like an idiot, but there are certain things that cost a certain amount of money. And then and when something happens and you think all them fucking months I've been paying that fucking insurance, and now they coming through. They come, sir, and they calling you sir and all this shit, and Mr. Cunningham, and oh yeah, we're taking your car and we're doing this and we're gonna get it fixed and it'll be done by this date. And in the meantime, enjoy a loaner from the nigga. It's a different existence. It's a different feeling. It's a different understanding of why you pay that money. You see what I'm saying? So again, you could sit there and be a poverty minded broke nigga and have that broke nigga mentality and always complain about why shit costs so much. Or you can say to yourself, I need to find the value in me, and so I can be on par with that shit or exceed it. You get what I'm saying? I think that's the real play. I think that's the real play. So, and this is why we talk about protecting your seed and not putting sperm in the wrong bitch and all that other type of shit. Because if you want to start a family, you want to start a family with a woman that receives and enhances the energy that you put inside her. You understand? So you want a woman that's going to be in your corner so you can continue elevating, so you can make that money, so you can put that fucking life insurance on the head of your child. You understand? So you can have that life insurance policy. So when you pass, your wife and your child is good. And you ain't got to sit there and be like, oh man, I got to pay $150 a month for this life insurance policy. But bro, if something happened to you, if you fucking get in an accident, you telling me that you not going to understand, your wife and your kids are good?
Right.
That's a different level. That's a different level than the average nigga. The average nigga is like, oh yeah, instead of giving $200 to a life insurance policy, shit, I'm gonna just buy my son some sneakers.
But to your point, Miles, ultimately at the end of the day, it's a chance for redemption. The joke you made earlier on as far as a deadbeat dad, at least even if and don't condone it. But if you are a deadbeat dad, at least at the end of the day, if you need a life insurance policy for your kid on the back end because you don't believe in paying child support and or you're not paying enough and you put that away, at least when it's all said and done, at least your kid can say, damn, he wasn't there, but he was working for me and he left me for something. And that goes a long way, man. Like, you know what I mean? All right, he wasn't there every day, but damn, I got this check for $300,000. Now I can live my life. I'm not saying he's going to make up for it, but man, that's a hell of a gift to leave behind somebody. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, that's a gift that nobody can give you. You know what I mean? Like, in that scenario, you get a check for $200,000-$300,000. You can't beat that. Like, you're gonna start rethinking. You're gonna question yourself. You might have to see a therapist after that as a kid. Like, wait a second, was he doing this whole time to take care of me? I'm just saying, like, that's the life I want to live. That's what I was trying to say at the end of the day.
Real
you
talk.
Know what I mean?
Real quick, Mike says how to stop getting scammed by these high hospital bills. They charge hundreds for no effort. What's your advice on that? It's really
there's nothing to do, bro. Never go to the hospital. That's what you can.
He said like y'all gonna go with him to the hospital and knock on the doctor's door and be like, hey, what's up with this bill?
Again, but that's more insurance talk, really.
Yeah.
That's more because if you got health insurance, you're not going to be paying high hospital bills.
Right.
No, I won't say that one. I'm gonna go that far, Miles. I mean, you're gonna pay some, but the bills is even wilder. Because you know what I mean? Because the manager go to, the bills are fake. That's a rip-off industry. You know what I mean? You go to the bill. If you don't have insurance, that 2-night stay might cost you $10,000. Whereas if you have insurance, you're gonna be like, you owe us $800. You know what I mean?
Bro, they tried to get me the other day. They tried to get me the other day. And I had this one doctor fighting for me to not have to stay the night. You understand what I'm saying? Because I know staying the night, that charge would have been well up in the thousands. And I was like, nah, nigga, I'm not that sick. Don't fuck with me. I'm not. You know what I'm saying?
If you don't need to go in an ambulance, make sure you take an Uber. Take an Uber to the hospital.
Uber to this. Yo, the ambulance is crazy. The ambulance ride is crazy. That shit already like $1,200 for the ambulance ride, nigga. Like, this shit is stupid. Crazy. But guys, any last words? Shout out to April MC with the Legacy Builders link in the chat. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I would say. I would say for the listeners out there, one, obviously go to our site for a consultation. We'll talk more about life insurance. But I just want to ask you guys one question. I'll leave you with this. How do you guys want to be remembered? Because that's what life insurance is all about. It's not about what we do today. It's about what we leave behind tomorrow. So you really got to sit down and think to yourself, the value that you have for yourself and the value that you have for your family. And if there's any there, then you need to book that consultation, not to give me and Ra $1, because I promise you, it takes millions of policies for us to get where we want to get to. But at the end of the day, we genuinely want to help you and your family, change the trajectory of your future. So go ahead and hit it and let's talk.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. Go to legacybuildersus.com. Go ahead, Rashid.
Yeah, now if you have anyone that you love besides yourself, go to the website and at least book an appointment. If you love anyone by yourself and you don't want anybody paying anything out of pocket, if you die, at least go to the website and talk to us. Just to even get started, just to get basic information. If you care about anybody besides yourself, you know what I mean? That's just that simple.
For you trick ass, simp ass niggas out there, that OnlyFans bitch that you love so much, you could make her the beneficiary.
Absolutely. See?
That bitch on Instagram that you be sending her $200 every month to get her nails done. Instead, just send the $200 to the insurance policy, life insurance policy, and make her the beneficiary.
There you go.
Bro, as religiously as these niggas pay these OnlyFans bills. Whew. Anyway, guys, that has been the Money Game Show, man. Go to legacybuildersus.com. Get a free consultation with Rashidi. Have a free consultation with Kaleem. They will help you with credit, life insurance, budgeting, all of your money needs, man. They'll show you how to put your shit in the stock market, the mutual funds, the money markets, all that shit. Y'all do Bitcoin? Cause I know a lot of these young niggas love Bitcoin. Y'all fuck with Bitcoin?
Nah, I don't do Bitcoin.
Fuck all that Bitcoin shit, right? With paper money over here. So if y'all want to get to the real money, come holler at legacybuildersus.com. Kaleem, Rashidi. Y'all have an event coming up?
September 27th. We got an event coming up in New Jersey. Stay tuned for that. It's going to be another celebration. Legacy Builders expanding out to New Jersey. Going to be having drinks, food, and entertainment, the whole nine.
Okay, that's what's up, man. That's what's up, guys. So yeah, guys, go to the website. They're gonna have the events on the website as well. Make sure y'all go over there. That has been the Money Game Show. We appreciate y'all, man. See y'all next week. Peace.